I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. Do we have a Randy Orton problem on our hands? We may. And by the way, would you believe me if I said I didn't know the lyrics to Randy Orton's theme song this entire time, even though we hear all the time? This is The Real Work, and I am Heel Harrison. If this is the first time you guys are seeing me, it may have been either a while because I've been over on TikTok for some time, and I've just now come over from short-form content to long-form content because, well, I just yap too much. Let's see how long this lasts now. But anyway, SmackDown has gotten a lot better from 2025 to 2026. That might be subjective, but we're going to talk about this past episode of Friday Night SmackDown. So not only did we get Randy Orton's heel turn, his first promo, which, by the way, so there's something about Randy Orton's promo, his inability, you'd figure at this point in his WWE career, he reaches into his bag of tricks and he's going to be good. He has a way of making the crowd believe him. But that might be the issue because, boy, last night on SmackDown, we just had Randy Orton chance. We had the chance that maybe the WWE did not exactly want. And that might be the issue here. We also got a little bit of Kit thugonomics, if you will. Oh, man, I guess now Jelly Roll can see his little Willy. SmackDown's an interesting show. All of that and much more coming on this episode of The Real Work. So, welcome to The Real Work. And yes, Friday Night SmackDown has absolutely, just SmackDown alone being that much better in 2026 has got me to come over to YouTube to start discussing these types of things, reviewing the show, whatnot. But yeah, so much more. Again, this is the first of many videos that are yet to come for this channel. Remember to help me grow this channel, and I will be here with you guys going forth. But Randy Orton turning heel on Cody Rhodes. Again, probably not the reaction that the WWE wanted. Is it the reaction that you wanted? Because is it the voices in his head? Do they counsel him? Do they understand? Do we not understand? Does Cody Rhodes understand what has happened? And maybe it was out of nowhere. People have been really speculating or debating as to whether Randy should have turned heel or it should have been Cody Rhodes. But the thing is that the work that Randy has done 100% is justified. Because Cody Rhodes is the guy who's, hey, I need to do this, and I'm justified, and I'm the good guy, I'm the good white meat baby face that the WWE wants me to be. But then we have Randy Orton saying, I need number 15. I need number 15. Now, the promo on SmackDown this past Friday, well, might not have hit with everybody. Some it may have, I can see it, but some it may not, because it was very... Again, the WWE has wanted Randy Orton to be booed, but at this point in his career, he just won't. He's too likable. He's the cool heel guy. What can Randy do? Let me know in the comments. What can Randy Orton do to get booed in 2026? Let me know. Oh boy, poor Matt Cardona just catch an absolute stray backstage, because we get to Randy Orton backstage after he explains everything, the voices in his head and whatnot. We come back, we see Randy walking down the hallway. He looks at Los Garza, I believe it's Los Garza's, and then we cut to Matt Cardona. And Matt Cardona, you'd think, oh hey, did they really just bring him back as an enhancement talent? Probably just to maybe put other guys over and an undercard guy. And don't get me wrong, Matt Cardona is very talented, but boy, he just catching just unnecessary treatment from Randy Orton, because Randy Orton looks at him, he's like, don't you have action figures to play with, you indie nerd, you mark ass. I'm like, totally uncalled for, but that was just funny. That was absolutely funny. I was like, wow. Face! Is it just Randy Orton in his head, really? Is it just Randy Orton having a dad divorce episode? Is this all just in his head? And by the way, who's on the phone? Because the WWE, if we look here, the WWE has posted a poll, percentage-wise, I believe. We look at it from a percentage perspective. Who do you think that Randy was on the phone with on Monday Night Raw talking to Michael Cole in that vignette? In that segment, who was he talking to? His father? Oh, maybe it's his father. Cowboy Bob Orton. It might be. Is it the final boss? Who is he talking to? I don't know. You let me know. Who is Randy Orton talking to? I don't know. Later on in the show, after we see him talking to Matt Cardona, and he just totally buries Matt Cardona, verbally assaults Matt Cardona, we see him then talking to Jelly Roll, who, let me talk, the unfortunate stigma with celebrities within the WWE, after a certain somebody, Fiend, yeah, that guy, yeah, just ruined. Completely ruined. The stigma behind celebrities within the WWE has been completely tarnished after Travis Scott's involvement at WrestleMania 41 in the main event. Now, don't get me wrong, we've had good performances from a Logan Paul and or a Bad Bunny who have made it seem a little better. Maybe have lifted the tension on the negative stigma that is celebrities, but we get to Jelly Roll. And Jelly Roll I like because he does feel like this is his second job. Jelly Roll is treating this like this is his second job, and he appreciates being a professional wrestling character. Santi Zap is probably, yeah, probably shooting bricks right now. But that's a different story for a different day. If you know, you know. And we get to this, the angel on the shoulder for Randy Orton, talking to him and cutting an absolutely great promo to Randy Orton. Hey, man, this isn't the Randy I know. What you did to Cody, how could you do this? This isn't the Randy Orton I know. That's not you, brother. Why are you trying so hard to fight to become the guy that you tried so hard to fight to overcome, to be? Wow, that was a mouthful. But you get what I'm saying. Jelly Roll's presence on the camera, he is a natural. I will say that. Jelly Roll is a natural on the camera. I don't know if he's taken acting classes. I don't know if it's just, he's a natural. I don't know. But that guy, I enjoy. So Jelly Roll's lifting the negative reputation that celebrities have within the WWE. But I thought he really got through to Randy Orton. I really did. But we'll get to that later. And later on in the show, we get to some Kit-nomics. It felt like John Cena in 2005, 2003 or 4 all over again. Okay, maybe not to that extent, but you get what I mean. I appreciate what they're doing with Kit Wilson, and I like to think that Kit Wilson is a result of the third hour of SmackDown, if you will. This is just becoming so good with Kit Wilson every single week. I'm kind of worried about Elton Prince. When he returns, what do they do with Elton Prince? Do they turn him baby? You know, going up against Kit Wilson. How do they work this? Either way, Kit Wilson has become a mainstay, and even though he's an undercard guy, he feels important. He's not just a one-hit wonder that just went viral overnight with the following. Boy, I love that same song. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, as I'm sure all of you feel the same way. Some of you don't like it, and that's fine. I personally like it. WWE pulling the 4-hour stream with that, by the way, absolutely genius. Great. They knew what they had, and they struck. And that's the thing. Kit Wilson has become a mainstay in the undercard or the mid-card division. We get to Jelly Roll, and maybe, the segment with Obafemi and the cute bag with the poetry thing with his book and his journal didn't necessarily hit too much. I think it was maybe Obafemi's comedic timing that kind of saved that particular segment. I don't think it really hit too well, but this one was a lot better. We had the lines, we had the, oh, you can see the Willie. The lines within this segment really did hit different, and it made a lot of sense. Now, if you ask me personally, I laughed at every one of these lines. I really, really enjoyed this, and comment your favorite line down below. What was the best line that Kit Wilson dropped on Jelly Roll on SmackDown? Because there were quite a few ones, but the one that made me go, is this a PG show? Was when Jelly Roll, my belly fat on your mama's back. That right there, I was like, what are we doing? I got screwed by the WWE. This is over. I tried to quit and I do a horrible Drew McIntyre impression, so just bear with me. But we have Drew McIntyre and Nick is like, you know what? You're going to get fired. You're going to get short. I tried to quit. And you know what? Your son Donovan, he's got to be ashamed of his father. What's up with fathers? And is that just the dig that everybody should take these days? Like, we see it so often, like, your father's dead. This and that. That's just the line, right? I see what the WWE is trying to do. They're trying to say, hey, these guys are feuding, and this is what we're working toward for WrestleMania. Now, is this the biggest rivalry in the WWE right now? No, but again, I do enjoy the heat and the presence here. It does make me feel like I want to watch what is going to happen at WrestleMania if this is the direction that they're going, which I do believe that they are. I don't want words between these two. I want fighting between, I want working between these two, not just, I don't need to hear words. And then we get to Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. And you know, so far, it seems with a lot of people that these segments just are not hitting with Rhea and Jade. I don't know if it's the chemistry. Here's the thing. Two big, beefy women, right? You would think that there would be some hands thrown a little more often. That's not the case. And I think that's what's frustrating a lot of people. This is the feud you're going with for WrestleMania. You have two women that can legitimately probably throw hands. And they really don't so much. And then we have the inclusion of Michin and B-Fab, which last week we saw B-Fab talking to Jade Cargill. So, okay, well, maybe we're going to have a B-Fab heel turn on Michin. No, that's not what happened at all. Instead, we have the promo again with Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. Well, you're not going to disrespect me, and this is the business. You're not cut out for this business, and you don't know anything about this business. And by the way, Jade Cargill's outfits, she looks larger than life. The outfits she dresses like a Jade Cargill looks like a superstar. I'm not going to say this is my favorite title run, and I'm not going to say it's the worst title run, but it's just not hitting with me. It really isn't. I know Tiffany's wasn't either, but this really isn't for me. I'm sorry, it's just not. But so it begs the question. We still have time until WrestleMania. What more will they do? Now, we're probably looking at B-Fab and Michin taking on Rhea Ripley for the time being. I don't want that. I really hope that they don't go that direction where Rhea just runs through Michin and B-Fab. For what? We could have the inclusion of Io Sky. I know she's kind of doing her own thing on Raw and then kind of split ways, but maybe, just maybe, could we have Io somehow maybe be involved here, and then we get, Jade Cargill just absolutely beating her out, just hanging her out to dry. And then Rhea's like, okay, now I'm pissed. Do we need to come to that? You let me know in the comments what we can do here. Oh, and by the way, we got new tag team champions. I did not see it coming, but the good thing about R-Truth and Damian Priest being tag team champions now is we get to have the tag team division back. Yeah. Where are the Motor City Machine Guns? Where's Fraxium? Where are Los Garzas? Now that Priest and Truth are champions again, or for the first time, which, by the way, I'm glad Truth is getting his flowers at this stage. After all the BS that he went through and author, we get one more title run with the legendary Ron the Truth Killings with Damian Priest. I think they're going to be entertaining. I just didn't expect it. Because, think about this. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. Is it not about the tag team championships so much as the lantern with the MFTs and the Wyatt Six? Speaking of which, when it comes to the Motor City Machine Guns and Johnny Gargano just absolutely planking everywhere from Twitch to outside the ring to inside the ring. It makes you question, where are we going with this particular gimmick or story with Johnny Gargano just planking every episode of SmackDown? I'm depressed. But I did hear a report that somewhere along the line, Johnny Gargano is going to maybe be fix his relationship with the Motor City Machine Guns. Maybe that's why Candice LeRae did interfere in the Motor City Machine Guns match and assist them with the win to maybe help Johnny Gargano come back to life. But that has yet to be seen. Again, we have a bright future, I think, for the SmackDown Tag Team division. Again, now that Truth and Priest are tag team champions. Did you see it coming? Let me know in the comments. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, the weekend's streak has been broken. We're getting the return of Nickelback at WrestleMania. The theme song for WrestleMania 42 will be by Nickelback. Lyra Valkyria over on Twitter. I see your tweets, and we all do too. Divorced Dad music is very powerful. For so long, I have been tired of the rap music that the WWE has been incorporating in the modern day hip hopper. I can't stand it. I'm sorry. If you do, that's your niche. No disrespect to you. But I would rather have Nickelback than The Weeknd. I probably won't get any subscribers for that take, but that's fine. We then, of course, move on to Sami Zayn and Aleister Black with Trick Williams by ringside, watching Sami Zayn. And you know what? I think that this match has the potential to be a WrestleMania match in of itself. Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. Now, there has been some rumble online with Trick Williams, and people are very divided on Trick being a heel or a babyface. I think it's clear as day. Do not turn Trick babyface. Do not do that. He is a great heel. But, oh, well, maybe we have Sami turn on Trick Williams and heel on Trick. But wouldn't that turn Trick baby? I don't think maybe it would, because my common sense tells me it doesn't. But then again, maybe I'm just wrong, and you have to correct me down in the comments. But I don't want to see Trick Williams as a babyface. He can do it. Do I want to see it now? No, please don't. Dude, the arrogance within this entrance right here. This entrance is so good, turning around that motorized, that slow turn with the spotlight and the whoop, that Trick with the lemon pepper steppers. It's too good. Hollywood Trick is too good. But anyway, we get to Sami Zayn and Aleister Black, which again, you know, does it take Aleister to turn Sami? Sami's been crashing out the last few weeks with Cody's and the whatnots backstage. And, you know, the water bottles, just wire the water. It's always the water bottles he's taking it out on. And then Trick Williams comes by and splashes him. By the way, revenge for the water bottles that Sami Zayn has taken out. Thank you, Trick Williams. I think with Aleister Black, it's kind of been left sort of a bad taste in people's mouth, because he was stuck in the Whip-Off-verse forever with Damian Priest for a while. And then now it almost feels as if the WWE has gave him the Karrion Kross and Scarlett gimmick with Zelina, but maybe Aleister's just amped it up a little bit because Aleister's a little more dark than Karrion. I think that Aleister is a better in-ring performer than Karrion Kross, but I think that Karrion Kross plays this gimmick 100 times better. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with that. At least he's not an indie nerd like Matt Cardona is. I don't know whether it's better to be an indie nerd like Matt Cardona now or to be Sami Zayn, but either way, let's get on with the next segment. Now, something that did warm my heart for this week was probably the best TV match we've had, which was Carmelo Hayes, him, against Ilya Dragunov. Now, Ilya Dragunov is one of the best workers in the company right now. I mean, this guy's matches are hard-hitting and believable. And then we have Carmelo Hayes, who some may say that it took too long to come up and to get where he's at now, and I agree with that. But now he is the U.S. champion. He goes to Nick Aldis. Oh, I heard that. Then what do you mean the open challenge is closed? Well, someone made me an offer and a very convincing argument. And then we see Ilya Dragunov in the back, and we have the match set up. Now, I think it's no question. Can Ilya and Carmelo put on a great match? Hell yes, they can. Do they deserve to be on the WrestleMania card? Hell yes, they do. I think there is room to put this match or something on the WrestleMania card. You have to have a Carmelo Hayes on the WrestleMania card with the United States Championship. I remember at one time, you had the Intercontinental Championship was looked at as the workhorse title. This is one of those periods in wrestling where, well, the U.S. Championship is seemingly being presented or depicted as the workhorse championship. And Carmelo Hayes is doing a fantastic job. What a great match back and forth for these two on SmackDown. Even though Ilya Dragunov hits a devastating H-bomb, but Carmelo Hayes gets the win anyway and retains the championship. Could we just have, a 6-man ladder match for WrestleMania? Do we have this? Should we go with the trilogy of Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov for WrestleMania? Will there be a heel turn? Will there something? Either way, these guys, I think I can say this confidently, we need to have these guys on the WrestleMania card one way or another. We got the Women's Tag Team Championships, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, the Irresistible Forces against the Bella Twins. Now, I know not everybody's big on the Bella Twins, coming back and all of a sudden getting a title match, and why do they I'm not either, but I'm just going to enjoy it because I enjoy, you know, there was really nobody recently until Lash came along. Nia Jax was just in a spot with Tiffany, and it was just a cycle. We remember how stressful that was, right? We were watching the same show. Okay, good. Now that Lash Legend has come along, oh man, breath of fresh air for Nia Jax. She has, you know, the mentor-ish, the sister-mentor relationship with Lash, and Lash is naturally good. Lash Legend is awesome, by the way. Not that I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but, you know, I think she's pretty versatile with most people, including the Bellas. I think this is actually not a bad match. I think Lash Legend did perform well, and she could go with people like the Bella Twins and or Nia Jax. But we do have Charlotte out there ringside, and it just goes to shit, pretty much. And we have the interference with Charlotte. Did you notice when Charlotte Flair was, you know, kind of trying to stop or beat the hell out of Nia Jax? They're very awkward. They're very awkward together. I don't know if I'm the only one that sees that. But anyhow, are we going... The easy route here would be the triple threat tag team match. Bellas, Charlotte, and the Irresistible Forces for the Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. I don't know what direction we're going in, but we could go this way. Maybe the Bellas will get their Mania moment and win the Tag Team Championships, the only title they have never won. Would you like to see it? Let me know down in the comments. Now we get to one of the final segments on Friday Night SmackDown with Randy Orton coming back out to the ring, seemingly maybe more apologetic now that he's had some time to talk to Jelly backstage, and Jelly played the angel on the shoulder type thing. He calls Matt Cardona out to publicly apologize for calling him an indie nerd, mark-ass stooge. Again, why does Matt Cardona have to catch the strays like that? I don't know. But anyway, it makes you feel like, you know, and Randy, okay, I believed it for a second. Maybe this is just, you know, voices in his head. Maybe not necessarily. He didn't mean it. Okay, I'm sorry. And then just nails him in the crotch. Good old Randy Orton, right? The Viper. Did you really expect a Viper? Did you expect a snake? Matt, you really are a mark-ass stooge to believe a Viper, a snake, publicly would apologize. No. Matt, you deserve that one. I'm sorry. You deserved it. Now, the question begs, will this be the fate of Cody Rhodes? Will Randy apologize to Cody? Will Cody be so stupid as to, oh, hey, yeah, you can apologize to me, or are we going to get Randy following through and punting and doubling down and punting either Cody before WrestleMania or Brandy Rhodes in front of their child? Either way, he sets Matt Cardona up to what looks like will be the fate of Cody. What was the fate of Cody Rhodes a couple weeks back, and sets up the stairs. Eventually, Randy backs off, and then we pan out to end the program with Nick Aldis dealing with some Adam Pearce shit. Poor Nick Aldis. I'm telling you, he should just bring back Magnus, and this would be all over with if he would just Magnus on up and rip off the suit and kick Drew McIntyre's ass. But no. He runs backstage, and then we see Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu brawling yet again. Kind of reminds you of a certain something, doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway, we see the final shot of SmackDown. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre falling off of a guardrail with everybody in the background. Hey, don't do that. You can't. Stop. Oh my God. And then we just cut to the following program. So that was Friday Night SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you thought. Again, this is the real work. I am Heel Harrison. I appreciate you supporting this channel. I have a lot more ideas, including weekly and SmackDown and Raw reviews. Let me know how this first video was. Like, share, and comment. Show me your support down below, and I will see you very, very soon to kick out at 2 again.